Remember this gas station, the one in Afghanistan that cost millions and millions and millions of your dollars, more than it should have? Well, how and why is government spending so out of control with no consequences for anyone? And today a Senate subcommittee grilling a DOD official and the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan reconstruction.
We had questions as a committee. I pushed to have this hearing, and we didn't get the new numbers on the gas station till, even though you had the draft report in September. Can you address that we shouldn't be concerned that somehow this is being covered up?
We're not trying to hide anything. I think it's very useful to find out what happened, but it's going to be hard for us to recreate some of this history with all the task force employees gone, except for a handful of people who might still be in the department.
Chair of that Senate subcommittee, Senator Kelly Ayotte, is here to go on the record. Good evening, Senator.
Good evening, Greta.
So how much did that gas station cost?
Well, you know, actually, this is the big issue. The DOD really can't say how much the gas station costs, but the Special Inspector General found that the gas station cost $43 million. But what the bigger issue is, you put that $43 million for the gas station, your average Afghan, what it costs to convert, if they have an automobile, is their salary for the entire year to the type of gas, the compressed natural gas that this station would serve. But this is part of a bigger task force where $800 million was appropriated. And Greta, today this hearing, shocking what came out and what little accountability we have for those dollars.
Do we know, let's just take this gas station, just take one. Do we know who okayed the payment?
Well, I can assure you that there was the person in charge of the task force at the time, but they reported to DOD, and that answer that answer was not given today.
Well, I want to know who's doing this. I mean, for starters, I mean, like, look, if Haiti had $43 million for a gas station, and we heard that they couldn't account for it, we'd all say that's incredible. What corruption? You know, here in the United States, we have $43 million spent on something that we can't track down. Why isn't anyone screaming corruption? Why isn't the Attorney General convening a criminal investigation?
And here's what we did today. We're going to get a full audit, because it's not just the $43 million.
Oh, I know that.
This is $800 million. Okay, $150 million for villas that were used apparently for 5 to 10 people. Fancy villas in Afghanistan. $150 million appropriated.
There they are, right there.
They could have stayed on base. No accounting for that. Money
they could have commuted.
Absolutely.
They could have been commuters in Paris at the Four Seasons. It would have been cheaper.
It's even worse. So we haven't had any account for money. Apparently they spent importing Italian goats to Afghanistan, traveling for carpeting, the carpeting business, and no accounting for that. Money for an ice cream business that apparently they use one of these villas for, no accounting for that. A jewelry business, no accounting for that. $55 million spent on oil tenders so that the Chinese could get a contract in Afghanistan. Our $55 million for the Chinese to get a contract.
All right, you know what the problem is? Somebody needs to go to jail. We have one perp walk, because I do not believe you can have $800 million spent on this stuff and that nobody stole something or pocketed something.
Well, and that's why we need a full accounting of this money.
The Attorney General, you were a state Attorney General. The Attorney General of the United States should be convening a grand jury and put people before the grand jury and say, where is this money?
Well,
who wrote the check?
I fully agree. And one of the things, though, the SIGAR, the Inspector General, they do have some criminal investigations pending here. And part of the problem is you heard the answer of DOD, basically, well, we can't account for the records. We don't know what happened.
Well, let's get some names out there. All right, let's find out. Well, let's see. Who okayed the check for about $43 million for a gas station? We'll put the name and picture up on the screen.
We'll get it.
We'll get
This is not the end of this. We're going to go after